everybody, this is Kohdok here, and I like model kits. A lot. Now, plastic model kits have been around for a long time. You've got the kind that you can make to like cars and boats and planes and stuff where you buy the package, it comes on all these plastic sprues, you pinch off the pieces with a little cutter, you glue them together, and then you paint them down. That's been around for decades. Now, the older kinds of model kits are still popular in Japan, like Tamiya brand for instance, but the Bandai brand of model kits have made a name for themselves by being a whole lot more user-friendly. The Bandai model kits, especially like the Gundam model kits, are known for being really user-friendly. There's a bit of a premium, they can be a bit more expensive, but that's because there is some extreme detail going into these models. The models are actually designed to not only be pinched off of the sprue by hand, but they can actually go together without glue, and this can be like the really small, like first grade or speed grade model kits, all the way up to the huge perfect grade model kits, which have hundreds and hundreds of parts. And that's really what set Bandai apart. I mean, take a look at the Zeta Gundam here. You can see all of this detail on here, all these lovely colors, are all rendered with the plastic. There isn't any paint or stickers or anything like that on here at all, and this is only considered a mid-grade model kit. This is a high-grade model kit. Now, that is compared to like traditional model kits you might buy that might have as many different colors as one. Now, I'm a big fan of Gundam, and it was really popular around the turn of the millennium when Gundam Wing came out onto Toonami, but it kind of failed to stick when Gundam Seed and G Gundam failed to impress, and thus kind of fell by the wayside, although you can still find a lot of these kinds of Gundam kits at your local hobby stores. There's also plenty of opportunities to watch the Gundam anime online. Like, I prefer the Gundam Original Series and Zeta Gundam, mostly because I like Zeta Gundam a whole lot, but you have to watch the first series because Zeta Gundam's a sequel. But, you know, they're cartoons, yes, but they're really, really tough cartoons, because when you think about it, they're written by the country that lost the Second World War, so their take on war is very, very different from the kind you see in America. I'm going to rate them PG-13 because there's a lot of violence and a few naughty moments, but if you want something that's tougher to chew on, I definitely recommend the older Gundam series. Which brings us back to America. After the Gundam craze fell away after Gundam Wing ended, Bandai hasn't really managed to claw its way back into the United States market in any large capacity. There's still, of course, the niche market for Gundam series that a lot of local hobby stores like Hobbytown USA tend to cover, but they haven't really been as big as a lot of the more traditional model kits you tend to see. Now, last year, they attempted to make an offering with some Ben 10 model kits. I mean, they're kind of okay. Heat Blast here isn't too bad. He's got kind of the color dynamic, but they were a bit expensive and they didn't sell too well. Then again, it was Omniverse, so what did you expect? But that is why this year, along with getting LBX funded, they have introduced these things called Sprukits. Now, these Sprukits are a lot like the Gundam sets. They come on the sprues and you have to put them together. Man, these instructions are huge. Like I said before, the parts just come off by hand and go together without any glue. All of the detail is mostly rendered with just the colors of the pieces. The LBX kits also have a little trick where you can actually break the sprues apart into different sections depending on what body part they go onto. Now, along with a limited selection of LBX model kits, which is the thing I'm really hyped for, they've also introduced a bunch of sprue kits based on DC superheroes, as well as some Halo figures, which I think is kind of interesting. Rather than using the grade system from Gundams, the sprue kit system instead uses levels, where the level 1s are kind of like the first grade or the speed grade kits, the level 2s are like the high grade kits, and the level 3s are like the master grade kits. And yes, there will be a master grade Master Chief. I can't believe I just said that. So let's take a look at Batman for a minute. As you can see, the whole model just has all sorts of excellent detail on it. Like, you've got the abs here, you've got a few scratches and patches on his armor here. He's got the sort of the pauldrons, which are actually supposed to be like his cape, which can flex up and down. You, of course, have the cowl and the face that's in the separate color. That's actually the only piece that comes in that color. You've got the gold belt, you got the boots. This chest piece here, the bat insignia, it's actually not like a sticker or paint or anything. It's actually a separate piece of plastic that gets shoved into the chest parts. The model is it's super flexible. The shoulders and elbows can actually deform a whole bunch to permit a whole bunch of different movements. Like, I don't think there's many action figures that can actually have the superhero actually press his arm against his chest here like that because of how the shoulders work. The legs can disarm a little bit. Let's see if we can get him to do like a big ol' high kick. Like, Like they actually jostle out a bit so you can deliver like a devastating roundhouse kick to some bad guy or something like that. So there's a whole lot of flexibility to this because of how the joints are assembled. That is always lovely. And the detail everywhere, it's just amazing. And this doesn't have any stickers or paint on it at all. It doesn't need any. If there's any paint, it would probably be to fill in the eye holes on the cowl. But otherwise, all of this detail here, it's got the double jointed elbows. It's got double jointed knees, which allow it a great deal of flexibility on the knees there. I mean, yeah, they look a bit silly, but it allows the leg to bend all the way around, which is another thing that's kind of hard to find. You can really only get that with the double jointed knees, same with the elbows. It's just, the flexibility is lovely, the detail is lovely. This thing would definitely be at home on somebody's display case or something like that. It's not really a toy as much because of the detail, but if you got like some older kids like 10, 11, 12 who know how to take good care of things, then this is definitely a good kit to have. Although when it comes to color contrast, maybe Batman's not the best example I can use.
I only work in black, and sometimes very, very dark gray.
Batman also comes with like a few extra hands. Like you've got one here with the Batarang, and you've got another one with his grappler gun, and all these weapons are removable. They all can be rearranged. It's all very lovely. The normal kinds of extra bells and whistles that Bandai tends to put in their kits. The level 1 kits, on the other hand, tend to be a bit more about the detail than they are about the flexibility. This is classic Joker level 1. Don't ask me why his suit is blue. I don't know, maybe they didn't have the purple plastic or something. I mean, I heard the folks in Japan have gotten like the Batman characters wrong before because Batman wore a cape. They thought he could fly for the Superman animated series. But yeah, the Joker, he's not nearly as flexible. He doesn't have any knee joints or anything. He only bends at the thighs, elbows, wrists, head. The head actually has a lot of detail. The head's actually like 5 parts to get that lovely hair together. But as you can see, it's more about the detail. Despite how simple it is, it still has all this lovely detail rendered in the plastic, like the tie and the shirt and the flower. And this is all put together with no glue. I know that's still kind of hard to believe, but it's amazing how they do it. But like I said, he's not quite as flexible. Maybe you can do like a wacky kind of haha, come and get me, Batsy pose, but that's really about it. But really, these kits, the DC kits, are a lot more about the detail. They're still a lot of fun. They're half the price of the level 2 kits, so that's something else to keep in mind, is that they're a whole lot cheaper, and the detail you get is still pretty nice. It's a very satisfying kit to put together. So it's definitely $10 well spent just because of all the lovely detail you get out of building something so simple. Now, the LBX level 1 figures are an even more differenter story in that, as opposed to the DC level 1 figures, they're actually designed more for articulation. They have a really simple color scheme, only 2 colors of plastic, but they're still flexible at the elbows, shoulders, thighs, knees, ankles, head, all those lovely things. The waist too, I believe. Yeah, the waist too. They're actually kind of reminiscent of some Gundam kits they put out for 00. I think they were called Speed Grade kits. I can't find the name of these kits anywhere, but they're all really simple. They're all about some lovely articulation here. It's another one that kind of examines the possibilities of what you can make. Like, you've got Hunter. He only has the yellow on the shoulder pads, but he's also got this lovely sniper rifle. He's got all the detail on his face and on his chest. There's actually some decals you can put on there. He's got the spikes are actually all separate pieces. He's got all the flexibility. These are actually even cheaper than the DC level 1 kits at Toys R Us, and they tend to throw a premium on things. These are only $8. So for LBX, for kids, for younger audiences, for anybody, these are really a good place to start. For good modelers, you want to get the regular series LBX, but for starters, especially since I've actually managed to find these at Toys R Us, and I haven't found the size 2 kits anywhere yet, so the level 1 kits are definitely still just as much of a joy to put together as the level 1 DC kits. The LBX sprue kits are basically the Japanese kits ported over, and they all do still look really nice, although if there's one complaint I'd have, it's the fact that the capes are actually made out of paper instead of fabric. And, you know, I mean, this is because they were in the original kits. You'd actually have to cut them out of the instructions in the Japanese ones, but they're pre-cut out in these kits. This was the opportunity to give them a bit of an upgrade. I mean, even the Lego sets have the courtesy to include like a little stiff cape made out of fabric in their sets. So that's Sprukits. They're definitely a very fun thing to have if you're just now trying to get into plastic modeling, or even if you're looking for something that's like a change of pace from cars and boats and planes and stuff. These are definitely the way to go. They're really user-friendly. The detail is just incredible. I love the fact that they do it with just the plastic. So if you're interested in trying, these are definitely the way to go. I am immensely satisfied with these. So that was Sprukits, and this is Kohdok signing. I wonder what that could be. So we meet for the last time, Kohdok! Douglas, what are you doing here? With my unlimited power, I've become Douglas Destroyer! Seriously, why haven't you revealed this thing yet? Are you afraid?
What are you talking about? Of course not.
Prepare for your destruction! This could be bad. Wait a minute, I have the Sprukits I just created. I'll just send them out and... I guess I have no choice. I'm gonna have to build a better hero.